Hi, welcome back to Tiki Hut Treasures. Hello, Tiki Hut. I have made a mold. I know, I've put it on a paper plate because that was the safest way to keep it clean on the other side. But this is my mold. I don't know if you can see it, but there is some seahorses and some coral. So I'm going to paint this with some micas. And then we will pour it. It's just supposed to be like a plate. I think it's gonna take me a minute to actually paint the colors in here. And I'm gonna need my glasses because old age, you know. But, so I was considering colors and I wanna do a kind of a mix of colors for the seahorses and the coral. So for the coral, I wanted to do a little bit of this eye candy AI pink, but also I wanted like a more of a corally color. So these are both by eye candy. This one is the rose gold. Maybe I should stick with the rose gold. I don't know. But yeah, I think I'll do rose gold and then a little bit of these chameleon colors with that and not the pink. Oh, but wait, I have this peach raspberry. So instead of this, I'm going to use a peach raspberry by Laura's Art Corner. I have never used hers before, so this is a good opportunity. And then for the seahorses, let me see what colors I got from her for those. I got some blue spruce and blue ocean. Oh, that's gonna be really pretty. Yeah. And then for the water, I will do an alcohol ink. I will do just a little bit of the stonewashed alcohol ink for the background. Okay, so I'm gonna get to painting, and whew, it's gonna take a minute. I don't care if you fast forward though, because I'm just happy you're here, and I'm sure there's gonna be lots of cleanup on this. So I literally just made this a couple of days ago, so I don't even really know how it's gonna look because I've never poured it. So, but it's fully cured and time to find out. Oh, there's gonna be so much cleanup with this because my ceiling fan is already blowing it everywhere. Hopefully it cleans up pretty good. So I'm gonna go around a couple of places with this, and then a couple of places I'm gonna go in with just the rose gold. See if I can make it have a little bit more depth of color. I don't even know if you guys can see it because of the lip on it, and then also it's just clear. I didn't color this mold or anything. It was literally an afterthought. I had extra silicone from another project I was making, and so I was like, oh, let's just make this one real quick. Been trying to figure out what my hang up is with making videos and why I haven't been able to make them regularly, because I'm always in this craft room. Like, I literally would prefer to be in here than anywhere else. So making a video shouldn't be hard, and I'm not shy, so talking isn't hard, but editing the videos scares the crap out of me because I'll get all these videos done. I've taken hours to do the art, to talk about it, to cure it, to video it, I mean, it takes time, right? And then I go to upload it, and And Descript, which is what I use to publish it, doesn't want to upload the video. Like, doesn't want to allow me to get it onto YouTube. And so it's really, really, really annoying. And I end up spending hours and hours trying to upload a video to YouTube, and I can't figure out other programs. I've tried to figure out a couple of other programs, and I guess I'm just not technology savvy enough for them. People say, oh, editing videos is easy. Well, okay, well, I'm glad it is for you, but it's not for me. Like, making a thumbnail is like, I can't do it. So I just use the whatever YouTube suggests me to use, and it's not, they don't even give me good suggestions. So I figure I'm gonna give this another shot of trying to do better with my videos, try to get some uploaded, and then I'm really gonna try and make at least them to look better with some thumbnails or something. It's so frustrating. I'm using Descript because I couldn't figure out CapCut or Canva. So, and I pay for, I think I even pay for Descript. Like, I pay money. It's not like I'm using the free version that isn't working, you know? I think this is going to be pretty. I've never used Laura's Art Corner stuff, but I am very familiar with Eye Candy, of course, and I love their mica, so I'm using both. But that color shift one was from Laura's Art Corner. I've been watching a lot of videos from my friends across the pond, and a lot of them use Laura's stuff. So I was exposed that way. I don't have any kind of discount codes or anything because I'm a very new YouTuber. Just coloring. I'm an ER nurse by training. So my real job is saving lives. I do that much better than editing videos, which is so weird because that's why I'm saying, like, I'm not stupid. I'm very intelligent, but videos is just not coming to me very easy. I love my art though. I've been doing art for many years. Well, since I was like 8 years old. Started making greeting cards for card companies. And I've always been very artistic, but resin for a few years. And I make big projects too, so, and I sell them, but the YouTube channel is new to me. Started with Glitz and Glitter when I went on her channel, and she's like, you don't have a channel? No, I don't think I can do it. It's like, no, you could do it. And then here I am a year later, barely doing it. Alright, so that's it for the coral. I have a lot of cleanup to do, but it does look kind of neat. Okay, now I'm going to start working on the seahorses, and then I'll do all this cleanup later. Body shape naturally allows for a pattern for us to follow, so I'm gonna try, see if I can just add some glitter to the edges. I don't know how this glitter is going to look or in it. I normally don't use a lot of glitter in my painting, but I thought like undersea creatures, sometimes they have little, like their scales and stuff kind of look shiny like glitter. It's a very, very soft silicone that I used, so and it's a brand new mold, so it has a high static. So let's see. My parrot is having a lot to say today. Sometimes I just wonder what she's thinking when she says the words she says, because of course she's just saying things like not necessarily understanding their meaning, but I'm wondering what her meaning really is when she's saying her words. It's pretty cute though. All right, now before I can do the other colors, I'm gonna have to clean up around here. Let me get some cotton balls. Figured I'd make this a whole under the sea day. I have some into resin molds, some under the sea boxes that I have never done from them. So figured we could do those too. It's moving them around, but not taking them off. No, Ava, you're not going outside. Just wanted to get them out of where I was going to put other colors, but maybe I'm asking for too much. I don't want to scratch my mold. Maybe tape would be better. because I've tried the baby wipe, I've tried the cotton bud. Let's see if seems to be better for the glitter. Okay. Glad I didn't keep working on that for an hour and a half. Okay. Got it out of most of the places that I'm going to put the other colors. Oh, let's do this side. And then I can do the outside of the seahorse later. Okay. So that is that. Now let's go in with the, oh, Laura's art corner that is all over my hand. We'll use that as my little paint jar. Now I'm guessing hers is gonna look better backed in black, which is fine. I can back the seahorses and stuff in black first, and then the rest of the plate in a transparent. That's fine. I think I've used all I can use off my hand. I don't know who I saw that was using these that I thought, oh, those are such pretty colors. I have to have them. May have been Mary might have been Mary or Renee, but I don't know. I watch a lot of resin artists. Now I'm going to use this one. And this, I want to say was Let's Resin, but yeah, Chameleon Powders by Let's Resin. I will skip through some of this or I have been skipping through some of this because it's kind of boring watching me just paint colors on. If I knew how to record and fast forward, I would do that for you, but I don't, so. Okay, in fact, you've seen enough of what I'm doing here, so I think I'm just gonna finish painting the colors on. Then I will go through and just clean up with tape. And then when I'm ready to pour some black, I will pour some black in behind these things so that they show up pretty good. And then I will pour, if I can do it so that I can pour it flat with black, I'll do that. If it's not working, then I'll just fill the whole thing with like a dark blue. But I'll bring you back for that part. So that is it for now. Okay. We are back. So what I decided to do, I just finished cleaning this up. And what I decided to do was not necessarily back them in black, just in case. I don't want any black to show through, you know? Very, very, very shallow. So I'm going to do 1 hour fence cure, the Promise 1 hour fast cure. And I'm doing such a little, let me show you. I have poured 25 mLs. So I'm just going to stir that up. And then I'm actually going to split it in half and do Rainbow Blue by Eye Candy in one of them. And then this coppery one that's a dark copper. And I don't even know where I got that one because it's not labeled. So I'm just going to split them into these little 2 cups as soon as I get it stirred up. I have a bunch of extra molds around in case I have extra resin, but none of them work really well with the 1 hour fast cure, except maybe the Caduceus by Into Resin. But you lose so much time with this resin, you can't like debubble it or whatever, and so it gets a lot of bubbles. So it's really only good for these little teeny projects. My opinion. And then I can clean up around this more after this cures. But I was afraid that when I was going around with the cotton bud that I was taking off too much mica, and so I didn't want black to show through. And with this, I can sit here and babysit it and make sure it stays where I want it to stay, even if I have to sit here for an hour, you know? So the blue I'm going to use is Eye Candy Rainbow Blue. I didn't want to waste micas on this little thing, so. I hope that glitter doesn't look stupid. I really do. All right. I don't see any streaks. You don't have, this is very thin like water, so you don't necessarily have to stir it for 4 minutes, but you just want to make sure you don't see any streaks in it. But in this cup, it's really hard to see. So I'm just going to mix it just a little bit more. I love this 1 hour stuff, but I really appreciate using my debubbler. I don't feel always like I can do that. All right. I'm going to mix the blue in this one that has a little bit more. I just didn't want a black. It's hard to tell. Hair keeps getting my eyes. It's hard to tell. I think that's as dark as it's going to get. It looks pretty opaque. So I'm thinking that's as dark as it's going to get. All right. You have to be very careful not to overfill this because it's so shallow. And I knew that when I made the mold, I knew it was going to be very shallow and hard to paint and whatever because of the depth. But I love doing ocean themed things because I live in Florida. And when tourist season is upon us, this is what sells. I'm going to be working on some shark's teeth or river tables. I'm going to do 4 little small river tables for my lanai this week. Okay. So it looks like I need a little bit more in here. I'm just trying to be very careful. Overfill them. Okay. Now we will work on the copper. It's getting thick already. So this 1 hour doesn't have much work time at all. It is easier to work with when it's not watery like it was. So this is cool because it's not black yet, very opaque, very dark, and yet in the color family I'm using. Can't pour this one. This one has to be drip. That is a toolkit. I made another mold, a crystal tray. That one came as good as any crystal tray I've ever bought. So I have to pour it one day with y'all because it was really nice. I was very proud of it. Now I don't sell my molds or anything because I don't have production. Yeah. But I will make you a project if you want from my mold. Guess if you really wanted the mold, I could make it, but silicone is so expensive. If you don't make molds, you don't realize how expensive silicone. And then you're like, oh shit, that's why they charge so much. For me, the time I don't have like a 3D printer or X tool or anything like that. So for me to make a mold housing takes the most time. And because I have to coat it with resin or tape or something to make sure it's a non-stick surface. I want it to be shaped to the project so that I don't have to pour 3 gallons of silicone to do some of these huge projects. I made a silicone mold for reptiles and resin. It was supposed to be for a birthday, but I'm way late on it now. But anyway, I just made it, and I tried to make another one, but it too hard. So I was like, screw it. I'm just gonna send her this huge mold so she can make the alligator if she or the alligator if she wants it. She can make a mold from it if she wants to. It's big. It's gonna be like 30 ounces of resin. She's probably not gonna want to even make it more than once. This resin is getting really thick. I may not be able to finish this part with this. I have to mix real quick. Try and just finish up this one last section here. I'm just gonna make a mess of things. So I don't think any of these extra molds will be good with this the way it is. Yes. Trash. Yeah. At some point you just have to say, okay, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work, and give up. The seahorses look really good. I think all the blue got where it needed to be. So I just need to make a little teeny tiny bit more of this fast cure. I'm literally going to make the smallest amount. That was very approximate. I'm going to go ahead and put my mica in. You're not really supposed to do it this way, but I know with my fast cure to just do it as, see, it's like water. When it's brand new, it's like water. So just mix it. I never have problems with this one curing. I have had problems with regular epoxy if I didn't stir it enough. But with this one, because it's so thin, I think the molecules grab onto each other pretty good. All right, let's try pouring. They say handmade mold you shouldn't put right on your silicone mat either. But I did. Because the paper plate looked really unprofessional. It was actually the perfect depth for it, though. So that's why it worked. All right. Now, this, well, again, mold. All right, and the leftover blue, I'm guessing, cured right in the cup. Because I didn't mess with that at all. It's pretty much a congealed mess. So I'm just going to let that cure in there. Throw away those because the 1 hour just gets way too sticky. I'm going to let this cure and clean up my area. And then I will come back when I have the alcohol ink ready to pour in epoxy resin. I'm going to give this a good hour to cure. Well, not even an hour. I don't even need to give it that long because the epoxy is going to take time to cure. Yes, I do. I need to give it that time because I need to clean up in between all of this. And I can't do that with tape until this is cured. So I'm going to clean up my area, cure this, and then I will come back when I'm ready to do the alcohol ink for the plate. I hope you guys like it. I'm thinking I'm going to do a couple of different colors, not just the blue or just darker. Or should I put clear and then drip that in? Or decisions. Well, we got time. So I will see you guys back in a little while and we will pour the next layer. Bye for now. Okay, so we are back. And I have all I've done is let this dry a little, and then I clean or dry. cure. These are cured. And I've just been cleaning a little between here. Now, I have to be honest, when I was cleaning, I pulled up some of this coral because it's so shallow, it just came up really easy, but it's very possible. So what I decided to do was not necessarily do an ocean color, but to do the Mateo Chameleon mica powder and its ocean heart that I decided to use. And then, so I mixed up a bunch of epoxy resin with Bond Crafter. And then I mixed up a little bit with the alcohol ink. I may drip in some alcohol behind here anyway, also because I really like the way that looks sometimes. So let me just get these ready just in case I decide to do that. The ocean heart has a little bit of a green hue, which is kind of what I was going for. This looks purple in there, so I'm concerned with that. I don't want a purple plate. But this is the ocean heart, the way it is. It's like an interference powder, a little bit of a chameleon. Cool. All right, let's start dripping it in here. I'm going to put just a little down of this first. And then we'll go with this in between all of those. Looks like you're not going to see a difference anyway. Yeah, that's much prettier to just do it with the pour. The rest of this in. This was my cup that had the blue in it, and I just peeled it right out just now before I remixed colors. The interference powder with the alcohol ink kind of just does what it wants to. So we will see how it goes. All right, I have a little bit left. I wish I had more left than that. Spray this. You're probably not supposed to spray this one because it's an into resin flower, but I wanted to see what this would look like with the interference powder. And we'll just let these cure. I don't have a bunch of extra resin right now, so that's okay. I just watched some of my video back and I am sorry that my head was in the way for some of this. I'll try and cut as much of that out as I can. Right, edit it. I'm getting a new phone holder today. I was holding off doing that, but the way that I have my desk set up now, I need a little different setup. It's a split mold here. Just trying to get the split level at least. Right. I don't know that I want to do anything with this. I think I want to let it do what it's going to do. All right. Yep. I'm just going to leave it alone. Sometimes you just have to know when to walk away. I don't ever know that. So I'm just going to walk away and we'll let this cure. And then I will come back and see you all for demold. All right. So we are back. And we are all cured here. Oh. See how my little flower turned out? There's a little overage right here. This flower is not easy to get out of here either. It's really not easy. Oh, I broke a piece. Well, so this was a fail. It's so hard to get this flower out. It is this flower. So now I broke off one of these petals. I had to have help to get it out the last time. Okay, I think I got it. Nope. It really... And it has some sharp edges now because that broke off. Wow. Anybody have a hint on this one? Let's see. Gosh. I should have soapy water in here because you're not supposed to put alcohol in here. So I should have soapy water ready. I don't. So, okay. Well, so that one's not coming out today. Sorry about that, but that's what it's supposed to look like. Okay. Oh, I did these. So I made this from some rhinestones that I had because I like to have rhinestones to put on things. And so I made a mold of some rhinestones so I could make them in any color I want. And so I made a little mold of these huge ones that I got from, because just these 5 costs $5 at Michael's. So in order to have this shine, like if I did this in alcohol inks, it would be very shiny and beautiful. And so this is $10 in rhinestones that I don't have to buy as sticker sheet now because I made that mold. So, all right. So now we test the unmolding of my beautiful first attempt at my seahorse mold. Ooh, looks pretty from this side. The mold looks good. Let me put it on my very professional mold keeper. All right. So that is big. Let's see. Are you ready? Oh, that looks very nice. I wish that I had more colors in the seahorses now. The background colors look really nice. I can add a little bit of marker and do like black eyes for the eyes. It would be perfect if I had something that I wanted it to say here, but because it's a little lighter up there. But that turned out really nice. And so then the back was just a plate. So I'll just file this edge down and then put little feet on it. I finish every piece that I make with little glass feet so that you don't put it down on some glass and it gets stuck to it because it will stick with heat or something. Well, that looks very nice. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And I am going to make some into resin boxes next. So that will be the next video. So I hope that you have a great day and come back and see me. Bye.